A trial is supposed to be the most critical part in the justice system machine. But at the same time, it's theater. Whose story was stronger, that of the prosecution or the defense? And sometimes all it takes is an Oscar-worthy reenactment to convince a jury of guilt, wrongfully or otherwise. Today, we are headed to Houston, Texas. In April of 1997, the 20-year-old Susan went on a trip with one of her girlfriends to Galveston, Texas. And it was during that little vacation that Susan locked eyes with a 29-year-old man named Jeff Wright. Right away, the two became inseparable. And only a few weeks in, he was already telling Susan he loved her. So when she took him home to meet her parents, they actually loved him too. He talked about his dreams for the future, how he hoped to start his own carpeting and flooring business, that he would provide for their daughter, he would care for her. And Susan was smitten. When Susan found out just a few months into their relationship that she was already pregnant, she wasn't panicking. But when she told Jeff, hey, I'm pregnant, he honestly seemed indifferent about the matter. He told her, I'll be fine if you want to terminate the pregnancy. I don't care. Now, this wasn't an option for Susan. She told Jeff she was keeping the baby. But after their son Bradley was born, Susan says she saw something change in Jeff. Suddenly, Jeff began getting nasty with Susan. He often called her names and criticized her weight. And when she was suffering from postpartum depression with their son, Jeff refused to let Susan take the medications that her doctor had prescribed to her. He said, quote, suck it up and do your job. From there, he supposedly only got more and more controlling. Susan said she could only leave the house to make quick trips to the grocery or drugstore or to visit her mother. But if she was ever gone for more than 2 hours, she would not hear the end of it. When she told Jeff she wanted to start taking college courses again, he was like, absolutely not. So Susan snuck away one night to the college campus to see if there was like an online course that she could take from home. But when Jeff found out that she had done this, he began accusing her of cheating on him. And there were also things about Jeff's past that were now coming to the surface in this new marriage. Not only was Jeff smoking almost every single day, but on top of that, he would go out drinking and doing harder and then would come home angry. Susan also claimed that when Jeff was in this state, he began physically abusing her. This was something that got even worse when they moved into a new home by the year of 1999. He was kicking, punching, throwing her up against walls and windows. On one road trip, Jeff slammed her head into the dashboard while they were driving, and the child was in the back seat. And Susan kept all of this to herself.